Hey everyone, just going to do a real short video. Won't be very long, believe me. I just wanted to point out that this is a reality. And I'm sure you've heard enough bullshit about the universities in Canada, and not just in Canada, actually in the US and a lot of the Western world, that now have a real serious hate on and are trying to propagate the message of anti-whiteness. Especially anti-white male, stereotyping all white people as being privileged in some way. I don't know what kind of equation they use, right? I don't know what the philosophical underpinnings or the methodology they use to paint all white people as being privileged, because let me just tell you, there's a lot of white people that I grew up with, well, even myself, that has never been privileged in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, has had to suffer a lot of tyranny and oppression myself, but I've always risen above that. I never used that as a pretense to create a victim mentality in my mind. It's like, okay, this is the world I live in, but I'm going to rise above that fray. But for some reason, by sheer fact that I have white skin, I'm somehow considered privileged. Like I said, pure racism. I mean, just look up the term racism or prejudice. Hey, if you don't like the term racism, prejudice. It's basically stereotyping everybody based on a superficial aspect of their humanity, which is skin, white privilege. Like I say, Ryerson University, White Privilege Conference Global, Toronto. Listen to the shit they espouse in this promotion from Ryerson.ca. Are Canadians too polite? Addressing global perspectives on white privilege and oppression in Canada and beyond. Though Canada is praised around the world for its multiculturalism, there are still hurdles that exist nationwide. Proudly diverse and intentionally inclusive, Ryerson University's Office of the Vice President, Equity and Community Inclusion will be hosting the White Privilege Conference Global, Toronto, WPC Global-Toronto, from May 9th to 12th, 2018, to explore Canadians' challenge with privilege and oppression. So once again, no nuances here at all. It's like it has nothing to do with trying to point to the ruling class, that may very well, some of them may very well share the same skin color, but no, they're just trying to paint and stereotype. If you have white skin, you're privileged. I'm going to say it one more time, folks. That is the very definition of racism. An annual symposium in the United States. This is the first time the conference will take place in Toronto. The event will be a great opportunity to engage openly in honest, critical, solutions-based discussions that address obstacles as they relate to issues that focus on and go beyond race. Anyways, like I said, it's going to be a short video. I'll post a link to this piece of shit article or this promotion in the video description below. But as we're seeing time and time again, yeah, now, you try to speak truth, reason, logic, morality, ethical principles. Now, you'll be hated on. But, hey, if you got to hate on for white people, especially white men, the universities, hey, come one, come all. They're totally accepting of you. Diversity, no, not when it comes to ideas, but doesn't matter your background. As long as you hate white people, yeah, they're on board and they'll give you a platform and they'll hand the mic to you as long as you're willing to espouse anti-white rhetoric. And if it's anti-male, you get bonus points. Actually, before I tie this video up, let me just show you who these people are. Some of the key speakers here. Let me just show you who these people are. So you knew exactly the kind of people that are trying to espouse this kind of bullshit rhetoric, this kind of racism. It's a Canadian libertarian, and I love liberty.